Thanks for joining us. I'm Kate Edwards from Together Hospitality, and I'm joined today by Bella.
Hey Kate, I'm glad to be here. My name is Bella Karakis and I'm the CEO of e.terra Kitchen and our affiliated company, Maiden Voyage Catering.
This is a commercial kitchen, a corporate kitchen. Now, you have some experience in this realm for sure, but even as an operator, tell us about that.
We started because of something I wanted to do years ago, and that is to launch a line of biscotti. I was a trademark attorney for many years. I counseled many companies in the food and beverage space, from startups to Fortune 500, and I was also a foodie. So I wanted to launch my line of biscotti, which was based on my grandmother's recipe. I took liberties with it, added a lot of flavors. I wanted to launch it years ago, and the one missing piece for me was the lack of a commercial kitchen that was within a striking distance of where I lived.
Right.
I lived in Stanford. The closest thing was in Long Island City, which was an hour and 20 minutes drive.
Right.
And I was still practicing law full time
Eek.
with 3 kids. So that wasn't going to happen.
No.
Years later, I opened a food truck operation with a former partner in DC. And again, we needed a kitchen.
Right.
And again, there wasn't anything close to us. That was my aha moment, that maybe I needed to, instead of doing biscotti or anything in the food space, actually be the support system and open a kitchen for other brands.
I love that.
And so we did that. We opened 3 locations under that brand, and then because of partnership differences, went our separate ways, and I launched e.terra.
And you have 2 locations here.
2 locations, both in Harlem.
Beautiful. Who is finding you? Who is seeking you out for this commercial kitchen space?
So many different usages, and all of these different brands and concepts need that kitchen space. Anyone from a startup with a dream to an established company with potentially multiple locations to one-off use.
People are going to basically make this their kitchen to people who are going to use it for an occasion, which is going to be a little bit different.
Extremely different. We have people who are, as I said, the startups with a dream, with a product, with a single product, like they make delicious gelato or they make super cold pressed juices. And they need to have a kitchen to operate out of because of health department regulations. So we provide that. But then there's also people who want to have a bigger kitchen to do their big catering. And they are an exciting brand and people are seeking them out for catering. It's kind of hard to do catering, big catering jobs and daily operations out of the same space. So that's why they would look this up.
And then what would be sort of the benefits of being in a shared kitchen?
The benefits are huge.
Right.
First of all, you have a community. You have a community both from the e.terra staff side, but also you have a community of other members. Everybody knows everybody. There's a sharing component. There's, I need an extra staffer because somebody called out sick. Can you help me? Or do you know how to get WBE certified? Do you know how I should handle that next level certification? Or what would you do to build more business leads? Right. Or, hey, this is a great catering platform that you should really sign yourself up for because you'll get more leads.
So e.terra is not just a kitchen, it's a hive.
It is. The more established brands will share information freely with the smaller brands, and that pulls those smaller guys up. Plus, there's also a lot of advantages aside from the community that they have access to, which they wouldn't have if they're a standalone somewhere on the side, on a street corner. We partner with a multitude of organizations and colleges that have internship programs. Oh, nice. And so we bring in a free set of hands. And by free, I mean they're being paid or getting credit by the institutions or the colleges, and they come in and they provide a free set of hands to our members to produce or to package or to do some reach out on marketing or social media, whatever the case may be. We have our community manager and some of our other team members kind of managing the interns. It is legwork that we need to do because every program requires reporting, accountability, what are they learning, are they showing up on time, etc. So there is management involved of that. But we're happy to take that on because that helps our members, especially the small guys, really grow. Yeah. Because when they start out, they may have very limited budget and they don't really have anything else to rely on.
And you were mentioning before the idea that you guys also do events, right? So you have events that your company will provide things for, but it's also a way to pull them into a bigger
Absolutely.
experience.
That's one of the key reasons why we launched Maiden Voyage Catering, because it really helps to give the smaller guys, especially the ones that have the single product, the opportunity to participate in catering.
Right.
A typical catering or a corporate catering client is not going to go seek out ice cream from one vendor, cold pressed juices from another,
right.
savory food from a third, because it's just too much legwork. But we pull those guys in. They provide us a menu, they provide us a gentler price, a wholesale price, so that we can incorporate it into our catering. And that kind of also teaches the smaller businesses how to properly price their products so they can get it on shelves in the market, or they can get it into catering. Both locations fully equipped, and we have pretty unique equipment. We have a multitude of the most popular equipment like stoves and ovens. We have different types of ovens. We are the demo kitchen for Rationale. We have both their high-tech iCombi ovens as well as their iVario unit. So those are highly sought out by bakers and experienced chefs, because they cut the time to a fraction of what a typical convection oven would do. We've had companies keep seeking us out to do events or big catering jobs there because of those that equipment. Gelato makers, dough sheeter, glass chillers, things that people need.
That's incredible.
With the experience partnering with Rationale, they send their corporate chefs to not only do demonstrations, but also to train people on how to use it properly and most efficiently. And they will even have private one-on-one sessions with our members if, let's say, they have a recipe that they want to tweak so that it can be perfected in a Rationale.
We get a lot of folks coming in saying they want to do a food truck, but the big question was storage. Where do you keep your stuff?
Exactly.
And then how do you receive your stuff if you're out there doing what you're supposed to be doing?
Exactly. You have a lot of cold, refrigerated, and freezer storage, as well as dry. We rent it a la carte. It could come in various shapes and sizes. It could be a 4-foot shelf. It could go up to a cage or metro rack or multiple cages. Or we have a few clients who even have a whole walk-in box to themselves.
Right.
The delivery acceptance, which is huge especially for smaller companies. They may have outside restaurants and be out there during part of the day and not producing, or maybe they're producing overnight. We'll accept it for them. So Monday through Friday, when our staff is there, we can accept all their packages. It's a small fee, but they don't need to have an extra staff.
That's right. That's huge.
When a startup comes to us, a lot of times they don't know what's involved in opening their own space. They're not considering the fact that they're going to need to pay for utilities, licensing, for permitting, inspections, for hood and grease trap cleaning, ka-ching, plus the janitor service, plus the sanitation liquids. All of that comes as part of a package.
The last thing I wanted to talk about was the idea of you guys do events. So you're sort of a way to pull together these really big, well-known national brands and then involve these smaller makers. How do you guys do that?
We look to partner with bigger brands. We create events that help everybody, a way to develop goodwill, to develop recognition of their products, or to get their product into more locations or more stores or more restaurants. We're looking for a collaborative event versus it's all me. It's not, it's all about us.
Right.
We come to it always knowing that it takes a village to grow anything.
That's right.
And so we do these events several times a year. Sometimes they're smaller events at e.terra, so like an industry night. We'll partner with Rationale to bring their chefs in, partner with brands to do, let's say, a pizza night or a taco night. And then we'll showcase our member products there as well, so they get the exposure. The use is not just by the restaurants or the caterers, but we also get a lot of requests for one-off use. It could be a chef coming in from abroad that is participating in a unique event. They just need a space to produce, or they're coming in, they don't have a staff and they need staff, and they need the support to produce at the kitchen as well as to be at the event.
That's right.
To be a brand ambassador. We can provide all of those services as well. We're pretty unique and flexible.